All right, so we are recording. Welcome everyone to the Battle of Books session for this school year. I've added a few things into the session that I think will be helpful. And again, please, if you can share out, we'll have a time where we can talk about best practices towards the end. And if you want to say anything as I'm going, of course, feel free to do that as well, because a lot of you have a lot of experience with all the books. And so thank you, Kimberly, for answering that question. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so first I'm going to start with a link to the district Battle of the Books website. And on that website, there are so many resources for you. It has an overview, the rules, um, frequently asked questions, as well as, of course, you know that we have information on Library Current. I will be sending out the slideshow as well, so you can access all the links that I have in this session. So first of all, what is Battle of the Books? It is a fun and friendly competition. There's 3 divisions. There's grades 3 through 5, 6 through 8, and high school. And so the middle school and elementary school read the Sunshine State Young Reader Award books, and the high school students read Florida Teen Read lists. And it is a trivia style competition. And you'll start out in January with an online competition. It's a 20-minute quiz. There's multiple choice answers, and you're trying to get as many questions right as possible. So you're going to want to encourage the students to not spend too much time on any one question. And to start the battle, you'll need 2 people. Yourself, the person who registered the team, and a moderator. Okay. And so when it asks for the passcode, that's your employee number. So the goals of Battle of Books are, first of all, it's a district-wide reading challenge, right? So getting the students across Palm Beach County involved, encouraging, independent reading for pleasure, exposing students to a wide variety of books that maybe they wouldn't have picked out when they come into the media center. And of course, since it is a team, you are teaching the students how to collaborate. They're going to have to think creatively, solve problems when they're trying to work together to find answers. And of course, we all know that reading always promotes academic excellence and increases student achievement. And it's also a really great way to promote our Sunshine State Young Award winners, as well as the Florida Teen Read Award winners. So here's the timeline. We will be opening the registration on November 4th, and the battle starts on January 13th. I do ask that you do register your teams in that window from November 4th through January 10th, because in order to allow another person to register, we have to close the entire battle, get that person quickly registered. I have to ask IT to shut everything down and then open it again. So it's always nerve-wracking because I'm nervous that it's going to ruin somebody's battle or something. So on the 13th, the battle begins. And on the 28th, it ends. Then sometime in March, we will announce at the beginning of March, we'll announce the top winners, and then they'll go to the battle to compete, and that date is forthcoming. Yes, all books should be read by January 13th. I mean, you have till the 28th to battle, but yes, thank you, Stephanie, for including that. All right, so the Battle of Books uses the Sunshine State Young Reader Awards through 5 and 6 through 8, and Fuller Teen Reads, as I mentioned earlier. We do have this, which will be included in the slideshow. Each cover has a link to teaching books to help give you some ideas, lesson plans that you can use with your students in preparing for Battle of the Books. Here's the middle school ones and Florida Teen Read. So these are all the titles that are on the list this year. Okay, so the awards, which all the students love. Every year, every student that participates in the battle gets a certificate. So they must actually participate in the battle to receive this certificate. The top 1,000 teams will receive a dog tag. Again, that's the top 1,000 teams. The top 2 teams in each division will be invited to the battle. And that's only 1 team per school. So if your team won like number 1 and number 2, we'd have to go down to number 3 for that battle. And then every person that gets in the grand battle gets a medal, and the winning team get to take home the Kavanaugh Cup and display it in their media center or wherever they want on campus. So it's very exciting. It's a really fun time. I really enjoyed doing that last year. So biggest question, how do I get people to participate? So, I mean, reach out to those students that are always coming into your media centers, talk to them, try to get them to talk to their friends. And of course, you can collaborate with teachers on campus, especially your reading teachers or the ELA teachers. They love those brag tags from school life, and any kind of award, ice cream parties, pizza parties, whatever you can think of or are able to do is a great way to get students participating. Of course, use morning announcements or your TV news program to get the word out, post flyers around campus. And you can also have a book club before or after school or during lunch, depending on your grade level. So, excuse me. So how do you get a copy of the books? Well, you can use your media center funds or your school library funds. Of course, you can use book fair money, SAC or PTO. And then if you become a question writer, that will help you not this year, it'll help you next year, and you'll receive an entire set of the 15 books for your media center. Also, of course, we have Mac and Via, the ebooks. Again, you'll just click on open now, not check out, because if you click on check out, it will start removing checkouts, and then your students will no longer be able to check the books out, as well as your colleagues across the school district. Maureen, I saw your question. You become a question writer, I will send an email out. Yes, Amanda, that's a great idea. You can visit the public library for the students to get books. So I'll send out an email asking for people to become question writers, probably March or April. Yes, thank you, Maureen. Absolutely true. All right, so when do I meet? How do I practice? All right, so you can meet before school, during lunch, after school, have a club, maybe during elective if you're in secondary schools. I think that it's a really great idea to have the students actually make up the questions so that they start to practice. So one thing that I added that we'll get to is I put in sample questions of the multiple choice for each level, as well as the in which books for each level. So that way, if you've never seen these types of questions, you'll kind of get an idea, and you can familiarize your students with the format, and then they can kind of model that and create their own questions. And I think that will make them dive a little deeper. So you can also visit the FAME website. If you're a member of FAME, they have some really great resources, especially on the elementary school level, with questions and even with page numbers that relate back to the questions. So I think that's a really great site. Teaching books, and again, all those book covers are all connected right to the books. And of course, a lot of people use battle questions, and this is a great place to ask those media specialists that are using battle questions for, you know, their advice and input on that program. That does cost money though. All right, so gearing up for Bob, it's a great idea to create a Google Classroom with all the resources for your students. You can track their progress. Also, you can show YouTube videos. Well, you should show the YouTube videos of the past grand battles, because I think that really excites them. They understand how it works, and then they'll hear how the questions sound as well. And have the students practice the questions in the same format as the online battle. And if you're going to the grand battle, have them practice in that format. You're not required to have the students, every student in the club read every single book. But if there was a tie in the grand battle, which doesn't usually happen, it is a shootout style, and you are not allowed to ask your teammates for help. So it's sort of like a penalty kick. So it's the next person, the next person, the next person has to answer. And then, of course, you know, keep track of everyone. You can use a simple spreadsheet to see who's read what. So if it was a team of 5, you could maybe have each student read 3 and become experts in that area. You might want to have some crossover just in case, for safety, but a lot of teams do that. Okay, so now getting to the example questions. So this was a question from last year in the elementary online battle. And so here's one: why is Kari at high water? And the answer was the shaking sickness. And so then you can see an example of the types of answers and questions that you would get, and so forth and so on. This is a middle school example, a high school example. And again, I'm going to send out the slideshow so that you can look at the questions. Maureen, the sample questions are not really, no, they're not on FAME, but it does have help for you to create your own questions. And FAME does, I don't know if you're a member of FAME, but FAME does have a student tracking sheet on their website. All right, so for grand battle questions, this is an elementary example. So all the grand battle questions start with "in which book?" Okay, and so for this one, it was "in which book does a character compare themselves to an earthworm and a friend to a glowworm?" So the students would have to answer this. They could talk amongst each other, and the captain will answer this question. And this is a middle school example. And this is a high school example. And so at this time, I'm opening it to the floor. Feel free to speak up, ask questions, share thoughts, your best practices, and any tips that you can help with our media specialist. That would be really great. Oh, Nora, please. Yes, thank you. I can't hear you. Hmm. Hmm. No, I can't. Darn it.
Maybe she can type the question.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think she might be typing. Nor try again. Okay. While you're working on that, let's have Maureen come in. Yes, Maureen. Maureen? Okay. Well, does anybody from last year want to add anything? I think I saw Alonzo in here. They won middle school. You have any tips for us, Alonzo? How'd you guys win? We want to know. Is he still here?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Thank you.
Okay, I think I shared this at the meeting, but I won honestly because I had amazing kids. I don't want to take any credit for that. But what we do is when we have our meetings, the kids write me questions and I put the questions together in some kind of Kahoot or quizzes or whatever we're allowed to use now. And then my TV production kids make bookmarks based on all the different SSYRA books. So here, I'll show you one. So this is one that they made from, get my camera on. I don't know if y'all can see that. So the kids compete for bookmarks. And then whoever has the most bookmarks at the end of our individual testing season forms our team A. So what that does is that puts all my best readers on the same team. And then whoever has the next amount of bookmarks then takes up team B's, team C, and team D, and so on and so forth. And then we start competing against each other. So in the beginning, we're doing individual competitions to earn bookmarks. Then we form our teams and then we compete against each other. And I have like little prizes, you know, like we have little lunches and get-togethers and stuff like that. But honestly, it's really, really the kids that determine winning or losing. Some years the kids are incredible. For example, this year, I've already got 3 kids that read all 15 books because they were on the team last year and they're super stoked to repeat. So, you know, they're already fired up. That's not anything I did. That's just the kids on their own. So yeah, that's pretty much all we do. We do the bookmark quizzes and then we practice, and we make it super competitive. And then we come together and battle the rest of you guys.
That is actually a really great idea to get your top readers together, because I know a lot of times they probably want to pair up with their friends and maybe
Right.
that's not always the best team.
Right. In my first year doing it, that's how they wanted to do it. They all wanted to be, you know, with their friends. And then I had kids that were left out. And then I had, you know, some teams that had superstars with other kids that only read 2 books. So I came up with this method and it works a lot better for me.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thanks. I have a question for Alonzo. I like the bookmark idea and also the Kahoots, and I have my kids writing questions, but not all of them are coming up with fake answers. And it's very time consuming, I feel like, to put a Kahoot together, gathering all their stuff for each book, you know, because, you know, yes, there's a question, but what about the answers, the multiple choice?
So I don't know if I actually make up the answers myself. I look at the other. So if the answer is a name, I'll look at the other questions and pull the other names from the other questions.
Okay.
Or sometimes if I've read the book, I make up fake answers myself.
Yeah.
But you know, the more you do it, the better you get at it. At first, it was taking me a while, and now I'm just spitting out fake answers all over the place.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. I've done a few of those too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any, oh yes, that's true. Stephanie mentioned Jamie had done a wall in the media center where the students add their names to the thing. And I think that creates an extra level of excitement. I don't know, Jamie, if you want to have anything to say about it. But that was a really cute idea. She made it in Canva, I believe. All right, well, I'm sorry Nora didn't get to speak. I know she does use battle questions, and I believe she likes it a lot. If you didn't see, Jamie said that she'd be happy to share her poster with anyone. If you just email her, she'll send it to you. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
All right, so I will continue. Again, if you think of anything, just pipe in, it's no problem. All right, I guess that's it. So if you want any more information about participating, of course, please email me. I'd be happy to help you in any way. Also, very exciting, coming up, we have a video that we're in the middle of creating, a tutorial to show the registration process, as well as how to start the online battle. It has been very fun making it. We're using Adobe Express, so it'll be a great way to showcase what you can do with Adobe Express, and we have a very special star. So be on the lookout. I will be emailing it out. We have a few little snafus that we have to work out. But does anybody have any questions now? If not, I will close this session, and I look forward to seeing everybody register. Nora, did you raise your hand or no? Okay. All right, so I look forward to seeing Maureen. Looks like Maureen just raised her hand. Do you have a question?
Bye-bye, honey. See you later.
Okay, bye, Victoria.
Hi,
Bye,
Maureen's
Vicky.
question is what's the ideal number of students?
Oh, okay. Well, it has to be 2 to 5. So I
Per
mean,
team.
yes, 2 to 5 per team. Yes, thank you, Amanda. 2 to 5 per team. I mean, if it was me, I'd probably shoot more to the 4 or 5 area, just in case. I think that works the best. All right. Well, everybody have a great day. I'm going to just put that link to sign in again real quick in the chat. And thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to stop recording.